you have to be flexible, and when you're working, it's not going to be typically, he said, it's not typically 8 to 5 when you get around. And he said in race week, he said he stays on site from Tuesday and doesn't leave till Sunday or after the Saturday night race, so he can oversee the campground. So it's kind of, you have to really be flexible and ready to be there for longer than the typical 40 hours a week. He said he is satisfied with his benefits in his career. When I was on the phone with him, he said, I asked him that, and he said, I asked him what kind of his benefits were, and he said that aside from health benefits, 401k, and life insurance, he said he's get to see some of the greatest events take place, and he had a big role in letting them come to life. So he said, and that's when he mentioned his NBA championship ring with from the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. So he said not only does he get the typical benefits of a job, he gets to be a part of races and be a part of helping the teams he's been a part of, like the Charlotte Knights, succeed. I asked him what type of skills are important for someone if they're interested in sports management in general or specifically racing. And he said when he's hiring, he always looks for an outgoing individual with incredible communication skills. And he said problem solving is also a must, because you never know what is going to come up, and you need to be quick on your feet and ready to roll when something does happen. So, and I asked him if his degree choice matters in getting this, and like just degree choice in general matters in getting this type of job. And he said no, but he typically hires business, sports management, marketing, and a good amount of communication majors. So that really interested me because I'm a communication major. So and my minor is PRT. So that interested me, and it's a good connection to have with him now. So, and he said internships is what he values the most. So it taught me that yes, schoolwork is great, but I also need to put my skills to the test and get internships and stuff like that. I said what part of his job he likes the most, and he said he liked developing the sales team, which is what brought him to Richmond. So he said he loved starting something from the ground up, putting everything he had into making the new sales team happen. And then I said what part of his job he liked the least, and he said it can get a little repetitive, which challenges me to change and spice things up for my employees and our fans. So he said being in racing, it's the same things going on, and people want something new in all sports. And so he said it gets a little repetitive, but it challenges him to keep going and make new changes. I also asked him if he knew a lot about racing before being at the Richmond Raceway, or if you were wanting to be in this job, would you have to know the types of ins and outs to be successful at your job of racing? Like, would you have to know everything about it? And he said no. He had been a fan since he was in high school, but he really didn't follow it after that. He said it does help to start a following and learning at the sport as you're working day in and day out with the fans and partners who love the sport. He's like, if you're talking about, they want the fans and the partners, they want to know that you know and care about what you're doing, besides what the bigger picture is, who is racing and stuff like that. So he said he's definitely learned a lot from starting to get that knowledge going, just so when he's talking with people, he knows more of what he's talking about. I asked him what the job market is like for this career, and he said most teams have programs for entry-level sports sales jobs. He said inside sales programs usually last about 9 to 12 months, he said, and you gain great training with some of the best in the business during that time. He said other areas such as marketing, communication, internship is a great way to get in, and he said a lot more options to get into sports if you like or are open to sales. So there's a lot more